Welcome to Technovation show, where we tell you what is happening in the world of technology. In this episode, we talk to Derek Ngigi, who is the CEO of Shamba Solutions. They have developed a way of testing the soil and making sure it is healthy. Let's look.
I am mechanical and software engineering, that is my background, and then decided to venture into the nature, so into agriculture. So I focus on agriculture tech.
So under agriculture technology, I know that can be broad to some sense. What exactly do you do in agri-tech?
Okay, so in agri-tech, we focus on precision farming. So precision farming is data-driven agriculture, where you practice and you make decisions concerning agriculture based on data that is coming either from the soil, data that's coming from the market, data that is coming from observation, the weather and the like. So there is where I'm really specialized on. Yeah, I'm a person of great passion to what I put my mind into. So I remember I first started out thinking that I'll be a very good economist. When did CPA didn't like much. Came to Kenyatta University, enrolled in mechanical engineering. So I did mechanical engineering, but again I was pulled towards developing things, tinkering with things here and there, seeing how they can be applied in different areas. So I realized that mechanical alone would not serve the purpose I would want as it myself. So I decided also to do a course in software engineering because I felt, again, the world is moving digitally, and you can't get stuck on one thing. We had manual vehicles, automatic vehicles. Now we have electric vehicles and self-driving vehicles. So ultimately, a new mechanical engineering would require a complement with software engineering, and that's why I did that. Again, I still continued tinkering with a lot of projects here and there. Went on to the Tibavent project, which we really did very well. We developed the first African ventilator, got several awards around that, being UN Person of the Year 2020, Head of State Commendee 2020. It was good, and I felt, wow, this is something that gave me assurance that what I've been working on can actually propel me into something better and greater. And that is when I started having this, seeing back at the biggest challenges we faced. It was the crops not doing well. And why were the crops not doing well? It's because these farms, when we would get a new farm, the first 2-3 seasons were very good, but from there the produce would keep on dwindling and dwindling. So what's the problem? So the problem is the soil nutrients. Okay, so do we have any way of knowing the soil nutrients? Yes, we have a way, which is this way. It involved taking samples, going to a laboratory, leaving them there, taking a couple of days, 21, almost a month. You have to call and make follow-ups, to get the results. You get the results, you're looking at numbers. Farmers are not like number people, so they're like, what do this mean? And again, they go back to my potatoes hazikufanya vizuri, weka hii, So there was a lot of uncertainty, and like, is there a way we can do this better and faster? So that is where my idea of working around soil health started.
Okay, and I want you to take us through the journey, how you started, how you built Shamba Solutions to where it is. I understand it started in 2020, now we're in 2023. How has the journey been?
So we started in the middle of COVID. So you can see we really had a tight spot coming up. But then is when I met a group of NGO called Program for Capacity Development in Africa, now Gordon Program for Capacity Development. And as I was working on this technology, I was working on technology, but access to farms to do the testing, the funding was all out of the university student pocket money, you know. So I was like, okay, now when I met them, they were, I have this thing, it was wrapped, I don't know, in a carton and what, but can give us reading. And I'm like, so you guys, this thing can help you do ABCD. And they're like, okay, this is great. I think we can invest in this and see what it takes us. So then is when we started working with them. We started working with their demo farms. From their demo farms, we started training people on the importance of the soil health, the importance of soil testing, and it being embraced. So, and then we expanded. So through that collaboration, we have expanded now in the Sereb counties, the Central Region Economic Bloc, and now into Nairobi and Kajiado.
Is there any specific reason why you settled for Sereb counties?
So I say you go where you're well favored, right?
Yes.
So it was a very good ground. The program for capacity development is where it has most of its operations. So it was a very good ground for us to grow, and that is why. And then proximity to school. So remember, I was still a student. So you don't want to have your pilot on Western and you're traveling all the way. So you want it to be very close. So I remember the first farm just here at Muranga, just like 1 hour drive to there. So that kind offered a good environment for us to pilot our products.
But actually, it makes sense. So I want to know, what is the feedback from farmers in Muranga, for instance, who have used your solution? What are they telling you?
So the reaction is always wow. Like I can actually text, like you can actually test the soil and give me results right now. Yes, at just this affordable price. Yes, and it gives them like, okay, we can have a schedule. We can, I can always plan. It's affordable. You guys, you can actually guide me through the entire process. Again, we are moving now towards precision farming. It's not about guesswork. So they have been really, really supportive, and would love to thank the Moranga Farmers community, because I've been one of the very supportive people, early adopters of technology. We know it's not very easy to find the early adopters. They've been my early adopters. We are already doing production on that basis. So I can say that the stakeholders have been very successful and impactful in our journey. And who are the stakeholders? We have the community. The demand for the service is there. We have the national government and the county government. They have been really, really supportive in terms of training the farmers, purchase of these gadgets, you see, and equipping the agronomists with these gadgets. And then we have the private sectors and different players. We have an institution like Kenyatta University and the Chandaria Foundation being very supportive in incubating us, guiding us, giving us training. In this case, I would even mention the JICA, which is a program with Growth Africa, holding you, offering free mentorship to see us reach to this level.
What do you think is the most important thing that you want Shamba Solutions to achieve in the short term? And then what is this other thing that maybe you are envisioning will happen in the longer term?
So we have had a lot of clients and requests from Western region. So we are really hoping in the very near future we'll be able to expand into the Western region. And the long term, we want to hold the farmer throughout the journey. The farmer, we have them do soil testing, we prepare a schedule for them, and when they produce, we are actually being able to link them to the market so that they can always get not only high produce, even that produce translating into the money, because sometimes between harvests to getting to the market, a lot happens that although you harvested much and your produce was high, that does not translate to you getting good money.
I personally believe that this is a very good solution considering the state of food insecurity in Kenya and what this can do to even achieve some of the SDGs, the UN SDGs, when it comes to food and ending hunger and all that. But surely there are some challenges. There are some things that are keeping us from achieving all this. What are some of them that you have encountered that if we manage to remove completely, then we are going to have a very smooth ride ahead?
Well, the challenges are there. The challenges are quite much, but I think the biggest challenge that we need to work on is creating systems that enable the farmers to get agronomy services. When we were young, there was this person with a motorcycle, and we used to call them a vet, and those were free services provided by the government. We used to have a person called Mudo Agrigasha, person of agriculture. So, and they were always going around, talking to the farmers, but now that stopped, you see. So it was left as an open field. So I feel that if the government, if the different stakeholders would focus on offering good agronomical services to the farmer, and then empowering these farmers to, well understand the weather, well understand the condition of their farm, condition of their soil, offering them basic training on financial management, then agriculture would really be the good. But as it is, I feel different people and stakeholders are quite doing a lot to achieve that.
The average age of the Kenyan farm is not the typical age of a Kenyan youth, but you are young. Somebody who sees you sees a young person. Why, as a young person, are you in agriculture when other young people are running to better jobs, so to speak?
So, there have been a call we need to make agriculture fancy. And I think from the people I saw, or from the perspective, I left home knowing I will never be anywhere near agriculture. When I was coming to university, I knew that holiday, that period you have, the last time I'm going to be on a farm, because again, a farm involves a lot of hard work, sweat, But as I continued to look at it and we see the next billionaires are in agriculture, and I think I had two mentors. At the time I was knowing them, they were my age currently. These guys had cars, very good life, and I thought they were probably doing forex, or online writing and what, but they were farmers actually. And there is where I was like, okay, so there must be something here. And I think again, we as this younger generation, we love our freedom, and I don't know where there's much freedom like agriculture. Monday morning, when people are headed to the city, I'm headed this other way, and very much, freedom. You probably be there early. You leave by 12, you are done with the day. Your farm is closed, you have already taken care of, the plans, plan this, where ABCD needs to happen. So I think then the opportunities, we are very enlightened. We have people who we can do research with our phones, and this is happening, I need this, So with the younger generation, they are very much suited with agriculture, and lies a lot of opportunities. Well, once in a while, you need to, for the ladies, remove your nails and get dirty a little. But again, it gives that a lot of freedom. Yeah.
So then people should run towards agriculture, not run away from agriculture.
Run towards smart agriculture. We have this. So this is a big equipment. It's used to do soil testing and different kind of nutrients analysis. So with this, we're able to collect data on nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, calcium, magnesium, which now calcium, magnesium, sulfur, silicon, those are the microelements. And then now it's able to do soil analysis, nutrients analysis on zinc, copper, and boron, which are the trace elements in the soil. So it does kind of comprehensive soil testing, so it can also determine the other. But the process of doing so, it's quite lengthy. So we have a whole range of reagents which you need to mix, add, take time, allow it to settle down, and then you're able to transfer what you're putting here now into the machine. Then you shall set up the machine, and then it's able to run the analysis. So that's when we come to the other side. We have the rapid soil testing kit. So the rapid soil testing kit enables you to quickly test the soil on your phone, which is very good to determine the micronutrients, which is nitrogen, potassium, and phosphorus, then the soil pH and the soil electrical conductivity. So those are kind of the five major components that you can be able to have a look at them and do a quick you have an understanding on the soil fertility. So with this device, you just pair it with your phone. So just need to connect it to the port, the usual charging port, and then you will then insert now this soil sensor inside the soil sample that you're testing, or the the manure that you're testing, and then you'll be able to get to see your readings on the machine. So it's very, very quick. You're able to understand the general fertility of the land in a very short while, and therefore makes that to become affordable to many small and medium.
Episode of Technovation, it has been all about soil health with Derek Ngigi from Shamba Solutions. See you again in the next episode. My name is Dennis Omondi.